So I want to talk about how your brain and your body both fight you when you are trying to change your thoughts and you are trying to get out of the matrix, okay? You're trying to pull out and go, okay, I'm going to watch my thoughts more because that causes stress hormones and that causes anxiety. And, I want to make sure I watch my input. I'm going to change my nighttime routine, daytime routine. You're trying to be aware of your thoughts and change them and, think of something else and not let them take over. I'm not suggesting suppressing feelings, totally different. If it's in your heart, it's your feelings. You have to express it, okay? I'm talking about changing the stuff in your brain. And how what happens is you have neuron connections in your brain that hold on to old thinking and old behavior, all right? And they're strong. They've been there for years. And then you got this new neuron connection that's starting to connect and get a little stronger with your habits, with your meditation and your mindfulness and your breathing and your journaling and all the affirmations and all the things that you're doing, yoga, whatever, or Tai Chi, all the things you're doing and going out to nature and all that kind of stuff to change your mode of living. So your body is calmer and your mind is calmer and you're healthier and happier and you're in present more. So this is how, the neuron connections is the old way, and then the new neuron connections is the new way I just described, right? But this is still there. And so that's why we start to have new behavior and get new results, and we're happy, and then this neuron connection goes, hey, I want you to do this for a little while. Have that old thinking or old behavior. And then we think, we get judging and critical of ourselves, or, I fell back, I regressed, I did it. And then we got shame and guilt around it, all this stuff. It's insane because when you know the process, that's absolutely false expectations and unnecessary, and it just makes us feel worse about ourselves. If you understand the process and know that this is going to happen, it's not if it's going to happen. It's like, I don't want my mind to wander during meditation. That's totally unrealistic. It's not going to happen until you're like some monk, Thich Nhat Hanh or Eckhart Tolle. They probably don't mind. Deepak Chopra, I don't know. You know what I mean? But even then, they're human. It's going to wander. And you just go, no big deal. Just bring it back again. All right. And so it's really, really, really important to understand that it goes back to the neuron connection, the old one, every once in a while. Okay. And the biggest gauge of your progress is how fast you get back on track. Okay, and don't beat yourself up. It's always should be compassionate and loving. All right, very important. How your body fights you is your body actually becomes addicted to the stress hormones. Okay, we know how that feels. Cortisol, adrenaline come in. We're all hyped up. It feels like we just drank a whole cup of espresso, like a big cup. And so it makes sense, right? Your body gets addicted to that. Of course it's going to get to this major charge of chemical rush into it, right? So what it does when you're trying to be, positive and, grateful and change your negative thoughts and all that kind of stuff, it's not getting the chemicals. It's not getting the drug like it's used to. So it will actually, in cohorts, play with the subconscious and produce thoughts in your brain that will make you stressed, that it knows that these are the things that usually get her going or him going. And if I put this in her brain, then she'll react and I'll get my drug, I'll get the stress hormones. It really happens. And I talk about this in a video where it happened to me for the first time in 2018. It was incredible. I saw it happen. I saw my mind looking for a way to associate to the tightness in my stomach. I wasn't even stressing out. It was just bizarre. But this really happens. So your body and your brain are both fighting you when you're trying to, improve and make these changes in your life. And then you're surrounded by everything that we're surrounded by, okay? Negative, disturbing, people reacting, not being, just a lot of negativity around us, okay? So there's a lot you got going on. Plus, the trauma that you're not healed from yet, stuff that you're in your subconscious maybe, or stuff that you haven't healed, you push down. I mean, there's so much that you're up against when you're working on yourself like this. And you go, what's the use? Why bother? Well, why bother is you could be happier and healthier in your life and manage the crazy world that we're living in. Okay, you can be less miserable. That's why not bother. You know what I mean? Why bother? Okay, you just be miserable and unaware, and you're just gonna have this feeling in your body. You're just constantly fighting them. But when you keep it going, the neuron connection gets weaker, And the body starts to adjust and understands, okay, I'm just not going to get these chemicals as much as I used to, okay? But I really encourage you and invite you to stay with it. It takes time. It's a process, and it's never ending. I mean, sorry. It's like forever in your life, and you'll get better. And so it doesn't, things will come up, things that are like really tough and they hang with you. Things will come up, but you'll be able to handle it better. You'll know that's not true. I'm not going to feed into that. I'm going to look at what I'm grateful for or whatever, okay? Whatever your process is, there's a lot of different ways you can do this. But just understand, you're going up against a lot. And, in my book, Mindful Metamorphosis, A Compassionate Guide to Inner Transformation, out in May 2023, I talk a lot about this. I want to educate people to understand this is what you're going to go against, okay? Understand the science and the physiology around it, and then you'll have more patience and understand what the process is, and you won't beat yourself up all the time and judge yourself, and, I didn't do it right, and blah, blah, blah. Okay?